say welcome everybody, cues on the move, blah blah blah. That's when we're
Here we
getting
go.
started.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matt Stevens, and I am the Corridor for Mentor and Fatherhood Committee Chairman. And tonight we are on our second Cues on the Move podcast. Really looking forward to working with the group that we have tonight, and we're going to be really focusing on fathers raising daughters. I kind of wanted to start, if the video is up, I wanted to kind of start with a little comic piece that I saw that really kind of highlights what I think dads are mostly focused on, and that's really just trying to be the best dad we can be. So, Darius, do we have the video? Okay, so we may be a little having technical difficulties on the video. So, what I'd like to do is to just really start with my first guest, which is Nadirah Brown. Nadirah, are you out there?
Yes,
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming out today. Um, One of the things that we do together is we work with a variety of mentoring programs. I run the mentoring program for the Omega Psi Phi fraternity 805 chapter, and you are doing some phenomenal work with the Adjust Your Crown mentoring group for young women. For a minute, tell us a little bit about Adjust Your Crown. What is it? How did it get started? And what are you most proud of with the program?
Adjust Your Crown was a thought of mine since 2017 when I was working for adult probation parole in partnership with Philadelphia probation. And I was working with women who had committed offenses while they were still currently incarcerated um, in state prison, but they had committed offenses while they were under the influence of drugs and alcohol. A lot of these women were mothers. Some of them had crimes ranging from murder, aggravated assault, all the way to theft, just different types of backgrounds. And when I had the pleasure of working with these women, I felt like me reaching out to the families and trying to get them home and stable back into society. It was a very big transition for their kids that they had at home that they left behind.
Mhm.
So just trying to reach out to their kids, trying to, reach out to whoever has custody of them at the time, and just trying to bring back like a healthy reunification. I started to just think about like, what does that kid feel like who doesn't have their mom with them but needs some type of role model in leadership, because it's nothing like a mother's love. But how
Mhm.
do you compare to that when your mom is not there, when you cannot physically hug her, when you cannot, physically touch her, but you just can talk to her on the phone? And I wanted to tap more into the girls because what society is like now, it's nowhere near like how I was growing up. They have social media and things like that. So I felt like in order for me to tap into younger girls, I wanted, because I was already kind of like a mentor a little bit. I coached college basketball at
Mhm.
the college level. I went to an HBCU. I played at an HBCU. But it was totally different from just coaching as opposed to mentoring and really tapping in and having like, positive conversations. And once I was able to kind of just do that, I just kind of put everything together. And I felt like it was hard to come up with a name for the organization. I'm like, what do I say? But I thought about adjusting your crown because, as one time being a young lady, it was very hard with trying to adjust to situations that are thrown at us. And we tend to get so defeated that sometimes we got to remember that, we're queens no matter what. And no matter what life throws at us, we have to continue to adjust and know that, we get to strive to see another day. So Adjust Your Crown was formulated just based off of that, and to pretty much, help young girls with learning how to love themselves and just trying to get them to slow down. It's not really more of a competition against social media, but more so with just teaching young girls about, who they are inside and understanding and learning who they are in the inside, and then being able to decide what type of people they wanted to have around them to help influence, who they are as young ladies.
That is phenomenal. So I know you're doing a lot with social emotional learning. And the stats are really crazy out there as we look at what is the current situation for our girls and some of the things that we see in their lives. And being a father of a little girl, my little girl is 38 years old, if you can believe that.
Wow.
But she's still and will always be my princess, my little girl, Whitney. And I'm so proud of her. And I'm so glad that God gave me the opportunity to have a little girl and to be in her life. And so when I started looking at some of the research on dads in the lives of little girls, I found out that girls that have dads in their lives are twice as likely to go to college. Here's some of the stats here. 75% less likely to be in a teen birth situation. 80% less likely to spend time in jail, 43% more likely to earn A's in school, and 33% less likely to repeat a grade. And those are some staggering statistics, but they show a really important role that dads do play in the lives of little girls as they grow up to become women. And one of the things that we want to do working with the Adjust Your Crown group is we want to engage dads in the process of working with their little girls. And so I would ask you, excuse me, what do you think the impact of dads in the lives of girls is? And do you want to see more dads involved in your programming?
I think that dads play a huge significant role in the upbringing of our young girls. I mean, our moms, it's kind of like our moms are like nowadays the disciplinary, but dads are more of the nurturing type. And when a young girl does not have that nurturing figure in her life, where she understands what it means to be cared for, and on an emotional level, and then also to just have somebody get her to understand what it feels like to be supported, as she grows and develop into a woman. I just think that when that is not there, it's a tremendous loss, because girls don't have a definite example of someone to show them what it means to be cared for. And so our young girls now are looking for love in all the wrong places, and searching for it in all the wrong places, actually. And I think that it's being defined based off of who they're dealing with. And when young girls are lacking that, it shows, one, a lack of maturity, and it makes them feel not heard, because when we complain to our moms, it's different. It's more, I mean, our moms are nurturing, but it's more like tough love. But when we complain to our dads have like this soft spot, and they can give us whatever we want, and we could talk to them about anything. But when you don't have that, it's a very big struggle. We do have a certain amount of dads who are supporters of our young girls in our organization, but we don't have enough. And we see the effect that it has on the girls who don't have their fathers, when they see the girls whose fathers are around and who are in their lives and support them. And it's very difficult, because we know certain things that are going on at home, but we don't try to really focus too much about home life. But we just try to give them a place that they can be able to express themselves and to talk about whatever it is that they're going through. And you see an emotional change and shift in the conversations when it comes to certain types of love, when it comes to a father, with the girls who have their fathers in their lives and the girls who do not.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Well, I'm going to circle back to the flyer that's up right now. So let's take that down. I'm going to circle back to that at the end for something that I want to do specifically. So I think right now is an appropriate time for me to bring up my next guest. And I want everybody to stay on board because after I interview the next two brothers, I am going to have a group conversation with everyone and then focus closing on the activity that we have for raising girls towards the end. But I thought right now would be a great opportunity for to introduce my next guest, who is going to be the Parents Incorporated. He's nominated for the Parents Incorporated Father of the Year program. And we nominated him because he is one of maybe 3 dads out of 50 that actively participate in the mentoring program. This brother is doing some phenomenal work, and I couldn't be more happy to nominate him as well, the Father of the Year for the state of New Jersey in the Parents Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to everyone Walter Tone Smith. Tone, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, brother? Thank you for that. I'm still kind of like, I'm still that message you sent me kind of floored me, and I'm honored. I'm beyond honored. I know I said that, but I can't say it enough. So thank you again.
Well, brother, your humility is part of what makes you a great dad, I believe, because you never have to be asked to do something. You really just come out and you give and give and give, and you help other kids, like what Nadirah was saying with the little girls. When we're working with the little boys, the majority of the little boys that we have don't have a father. And so when they see you there with your 2 boys, and the direction that you're giving, the love that you're giving, the support that you're giving, the discipline that you're giving, they urge for that type of stuff. And so, brother, we just really wanted to thank you for what you do. And so for a minute, I'd like you to talk a little bit about some of the things that you are, in fact, doing that you have done with the fraternity, starting out with your community-based organization. And I specifically love the work that you do every year, taking the kids to Washington, D.C. Tell us a little bit about the organization. What is the name and what is the purpose of the organization?
So what we started was the Tribe, the Village. We are a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to connecting youth and as well as the community to resources, especially mentors, people who are eager to train in the vocational field. We we do a youth group with kids from YCS, which is Youth Consultation Services. A lot of our kids there are there because they might have gotten themselves into some trouble, or they might have just been their family situation might be a little rough at the time. So what I've done over the years is brought in entrepreneurs, policemen, people from Wall Street, just to kind of to make certain job opportunities tangible to our youth. A lot of our kids, they turn 18, they sign themselves out, and they're in the papers in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that was one of the reasons why I started the workshop up there, just to kind of give our kids something to kind of look forward to, and beyond just telling them to be good and be nice, because most of us know if we're out here and we don't have the tools to survive, then I mean most of us would turn to something maybe that beneath ourselves to survive. So that's one of the things I've done over the past 8 years. We've taken myself along with Councilwoman Donna Williams from Orange. We have filled up a 50 passenger bus every year and taken the kids down to the Congressional Black Caucus in September to get some exposure to all that's down there. One of the things you see once you get down to the Congressional Black Caucus is just a sea of Black and brown faces doing amazing things. So we get them to sit across from a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, an actor, a politician, and also just with the theme of making things tangible. to them so that they can actually see it and touch it. We used to just bring scholars down. What I started to do over the years is kind of filter in some of my youth from YCS, and what you discover is what we all know. At the end of the day, that we're all kids. You don't know who from who by the time you get down to DC, and we all have a pretty good time. So beyond that, as far as more community involvement, we do expungement clinics, and we've done one in Orange, we've done a couple in Newark, seminars as well as clinics, because we want to we view people clearing their records as a quality of life issue, something that can help the kids that we're actually trying to get home and get reunited with their families. So it's a full circle with us. We really we do it. We're a mixed bag of nuts. We do a few things.
Absolutely, man. Well, one of the things that one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on tonight is last year the Omega Psi Phi fraternity Eta Pi chapter mentoring program was able to participate in that tour, and it changed the lives of our kids that had never even been out of East Orange or Orange. A lot of our kids, despite going to Washington, D.C. and seeing the Martin Luther King Monument, they have not even seen the Statue of Liberty. And you can almost see that out of your window. And so the kids aren't really getting out, and they're really not participating. And so your involvement in the Omega Psi Phi fraternity program as a father of young men that participate has been truly amazing. I hope that we can bring that picture up to show the you with all of the boys in front of the monument. But while that's coming up, I want to ask you, similar to what I asked Nadirah, you being a father that's in the program, what do you think is the importance of dads in the lives of kids?
It is. I didn't realize it until I became a father how important it was, because I came up without a father. So really not knowing what was expected of me, you kind of start off behind the 8 ball, but you just know that the presence of a father, that balance that Nadirah was talking about with the nurturing and the discipline, those two rocks, that rock in the hard place in the home, and even if it's not in the home, just two parents working together to raise a child, it means so much more. I often think about what might have been if I heard my dad in the stands at a football game, or scolding me about my report card. So those things I don't take for granted when I speak with my kids, and I talk to them about the importance of manhood, the importance of being an upstanding citizen, having integrity. Those things they do come from the mom. They can come from a single parent, but it's always just much. I mean, the statistics that you just propped up there is just just another indication of how important it is for us to be able to work together. It's kind of why I named our organization the Tribe the Village, because it was something that we were trying to take hold of when it came to raising our young boys and our young girls here, because we do have a loss of Black men in our community right now, and for a lot of us, we kind of have to just pick up and however that looks. You might not have a lot of time. Just the symbolism of it alone. You talked about me being there with the kids, just being there and being able to kind of straighten them out when they get out of hand, or them hearing a deep voice. It does something. There's a connection between children, whether they're girls or boys, with a male authority figure that is unique, and it's something that we really need to promote and bring forward.
Man, this could not be a better way to bring in the next guest. This brother, I've known him for quite some time. I feel kind of old now. He used to call me Mr. Stevens. We were working together. I think he was a college student at Kane University a long time ago. But now this brother is running a phenomenal program for fathers and the program is called The Fellas. And Brother Jamal Banks is doing some phenomenal work in this community, in addition to other stuff that he's doing. But tonight, really wanted to bring him on to talk a little bit about the Fellas program and what they're doing and how the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. I'll talk about how we're going to be partnering with them throughout the state of New Jersey to help dads like Tone Smith get involved, dads to get involved in the programs like Nadirah got going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to my good friend, Jamal Banks. Jamal, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Matt? Nadirah, Walter. Happy to be here. Thankful to be here and be invited. Hopefully we get something out of this.
Without a doubt, man. So tell us a little bit about Fellas.
Well, yes, the Fatherhood Program, which stands for Fathers Empowered to Learn, Lead, and Achieve Success. And we have a three-pronged attack. We do a group session, which is about 12 weeks online. So our brothers don't have to necessarily get bus cards or get a taxi or walk or whatever situation to actually get there. So it does make it, we come to you. We do a 24/7 dad curriculum, as well as a couples communication curriculum with focuses on speaking to the mother of the child, whether in the home and or not. If you're having issues, let's just say in terms of communicating about the child, there's various levels to that, as you know, many legal issues, many, influence issues. I don't want him saying this. I don't want him communicating about that. And so we mediate that situation to hopefully, improve the social and emotional development of the actual family and the child. And we also do a economic stability piece, which focuses really on financial literacy holistically. So we definitely have relationships, and I have relationships with different banks and programs that they have that can come out and actually teach our fathers applied tools and skills that they can really use to kind of improve their overall family's economic stability overall. And so with that three-pronged attack, we hope to, improve the overall success of our families and the generational wealth, hopefully, of our families to hopefully push them forward and push their last name forward successfully and positively.
Man, that's some really deep stuff, because I know no one writes a manual for the mothers, and Nadirah could probably attest to that. Being a mom is a tough job. Being a mom, being a wife is a really, really tough job. But the same things go said for a dad. Being a father myself, I had to learn almost everything from scratch. Like Tone, my dad wasn't in the house, and so a lot of stuff that I learned, I had to learn the hard way. And that co-parenting piece, I know that catches a lot of brothers out there where they don't know how to manage it, particularly younger brothers, but not just the younger brothers. A lot of older brothers don't know how to manage the co-parenting piece. And so why do you think that that's so important for men and fathers to kind of understand how to co-parent to make sure that they put their child first?
Oh, awesome. It's imperative, right? Like Nadirah said, and also Walter said, in terms of the father being present, the child learns from visually seeing what they do, what they don't do, whether it be tone, whether it be style, whether it be how do they communicate to, let's just say, the mother, or, whether it be whether in the home or not in the home. And so they learn and pick up on communication styles, what is good, what does work, what doesn't work. And so it really is imperative that the father can kind of, communicate appropriately, right, to the mother of the child, whether in the home, not in the home. Like I said previously, and as we all know, there are various different levels to that communication that may impact the way that communication can happen. And so, with understanding those levels and those limits, and or what could limit or frustrate someone in those processes, really hashing it out so that they understand the how of communication, the tone, the style, their physiological response to stress, right? All these things have to do with how they communicate to the mother, the mother of their child, and hopefully to get the goal that they actually want out of that communication.
Cool. Well, this brings me right back to Nadirah, because the work that Nadirah is doing, like this sister is, I don't know how she does it, man. She must have a super cape on or something. She's out there like crazy. She every single day she comes to the frat house, and she has a group of little girls. They got to be about 20 of them. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and some Saturdays, she's out there. She's got a little baby herself. She got a little princess running around. Got to be about 5 or 6 years old, and a husband, and all of these things. So this sister is Superwoman, doing some really good stuff. And last week we did a session on raising boys. So it was all mothers there, and myself, my partner David Miller came out. Tone Smith came out to represent his organization, and we had a great conversation. Believe it or not, brothers, we had 45 parents come out on a Friday night to participate in a resource fair for single mothers raising boys. And so as a follow-up, we want to have dads raising girls, because the importance of dads being there is so important in the little girls' lives. And so Nadirah's group, the Adjust Your Crown, is partnering with us to run this program. Most of the men who are going to be coming to the resource center are fathers of the little girls that are involved in her program, but it's going to be open to the public. And one of the things that we want to do is invite the fellas out as a resource, because brothers don't come out to hear a PowerPoint presentation. You know, they come out to meet people, to kind of say, hey, listen, man, I'm doing my best, but every time I go over there, you know, she's wilding out, talk about the baby's mother. And, you know, we end up arguing over something stupid. And, you know, I don't get to see my kid. And the dads don't know how to respond to it. So in a lot of cases, a dad may need kind of like a support group to call and say, hey, man, listen, I tried this. She called the police on me, didn't work. And then another brother could say, hey, man, I had that happen in my life. And this is what I did to kind of work on that. Not giving them all the answers, but at least giving them some support. And so I want to just circle back to Nadirah. And I got a text earlier from you today. You said you've been passing out the flyers, and it seems like men are the mothers and everybody is passing this information on to the men in their lives. What do you say, Nadirah? Do you think this is going to be a good event for us?
I think it actually would be a great event. I think that there's also a little piece of it that, like I told the girls today about the event, and I don't want my dad to come. Oh, my he's gonna embarrass me, you know, this type of thing. But to be honest with you, I think that this is not even more so about our girls. I think it's just about supporting our dads, because I think it's beautiful to see fathers see other fathers with their daughters, and they learn just from seeing that social interaction between the two of them to kind of look at themselves, like, you know, to say, hey, you know, I gotta step up, I gotta do better. I have to, you know, I gotta be in her life a little bit more. I have to, you know, focus more about what's going on at school. I have to focus on, you know, her social life and, you know, things like that. And I think this is a great opportunity for fathers to just be able to connect and also just decompress at the same time, because again, a lot of fathers are going through the same thing. It just looks different from household to household. But at the end of the day, the common goal is that we are fathers and that we are raising young girls. So how do we, you know, collectively come together to be able to do that so our young girls can prosper? It's very easy to lose our young girls when it comes to them dating. And there may be some fathers there who may be in the middle of trying, you know, experiencing that, who may need to get some advice. I mean, it's easy to talk to a woman about it. Oh, she ain't having no boyfriend, to, you know, all of that. But it's different when you get it from another father that's going through the same exact thing, because the way that he might be handling his situation could be a start for you. Because, I mean, you know, our daughters are a certain age right now. You know, my daughter's 3, but I'm sure when she turns 16, the conversations that she has with her dad now are going to be nowhere near what the conversations are going to be like later. And so how do you, as a man, change, you take off that hat and you put on another hat, that way that you don't lose your daughter, because it's very easy to say, this is what I don't want you to do, but you got to know what it is that you can do. And
Say that again. Say that again.
Fathers, they play a significant role in that. And this event can be nothing but successful because, bringing the right people around to be able to bring this together is going to be amazing.
And Tone, I know you work. You didn't speak a lot about it, but you work in the criminal justice area. Are some of the research is saying that we're starting to see more girls get arrested and going to jail and prison than we've had ever in the past. What role do you think a dad would play in preventing his little girl from becoming a victim of crime or a perpetrator of crime?
Well, as you know, you hear this a lot. Your dad, the dads are like the first boyfriends, or the moms are like the first girlfriends to their sons, and you become that representation of what is expected of a man and is what is expected of treatment. What I've seen, I can say from working at YCS as a RA, there is a high level of girls that come in. And that was one of the things when I started my workshop, I had one of the staff had pulled me aside, like, look, you can't be, you bringing all these people in to talk to these boys. What's up? We got girls, like they need somebody to talk to. So I wound up doing 2 groups, and the girls took to it very well. We had a lot of people come up there and talk to them. And the fellowship is important. And to Nadirah's point about the event being geared towards the fathers, some of the best advice that I got about being a father, I wound up getting sadly in the streets, but a lot of things that I was actually able to put in my tool belt, I got from the barbershops, those conversations are where you'll have a pack of dads all together sharing ideas, but that stuff happens, it's just organically. I needed a haircut, so I'm sitting in there talking with other fathers, but to be intentional about it, I think it says a lot more about what can be learned, about what can be done, because there are some times where as a dad, you don't know, and you'll speak to someone else who's got a child 10 years older than yours, and they've been through it. They went through that storm, and they have things that they can tell you, and what to do and what not to do. That's necessary. So events like this, they can be very, very big. It can be monumental in the way that we kind of address how we deal with our children, and just sharing ideas. Just somebody can share an idea that might change your whole perspective on parenting. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope I can make it as well.
Got you. Well, we're coming close to the end. We're a little over time, but so I'm going to speed up by just telling everybody this event that we're hosting will be on March the 8th. It'll be Friday, March the 8th. Right? And we can take that the college thing down because I'm going to circle back to that at another date. But on March 8th, Friday, March 8th, we're hosting this raising. Excuse me. We're hosting this Raising Girls Resource Fair for fathers, and it'll be at the East Orange Family Success Center at 132 South Harrison Street. It's free to the public, and we will have information on our website for people to register. So as in closing, I want to give everybody an opportunity to just tell everybody how they can get in contact with your group. So I'll start with the ladies. Nadirah, how can someone get their little girl involved, or how can somebody donate money to the Adjusted Crown Group so that you guys can continue to do the good work that you're doing?
So we have a website called www.adjustyourcrowninc.org. It actually is I actually made the website myself, so I feel very proud to do that.
Nice.
But we have a website that you're able to donate. You can find out all of our information. You can register your young girl. You can register to be a volunteer of the organization. We also have our Instagram that is @_adjust_crown_inc. Where a lot of people actually reach out to us on social media more than they do our website. I think it's just the thing today. I mean, we have parents reach out to us. We have a lot of little girls following our Instagram page who reach out to us. And they may give us, their parents' telephone number, reach out to their parents and stuff like that. And of course, our email is adjustyourcrowninc@outlook.com.
Nice. I got to step my Instagram game up. So, Tone, how can people get in contact with the Village to Tribe and donate to you guys? Because you guys doing some phenomenal work.
Well, we have a website, thetribethevillage.org. We on that website you'll find resources for from housing to other possible mentors, but we also have our Instagram. Like the Instagram is the Tribe the Village Inc. _ most people contact us through our Instagram as well. So if you would like to donate, you can Zelle us through what are we? That would be the Tribe the Village 143@gmail.com, and our Cash App is the Tribe the Village. The Tribe 143.
Nice. Good stuff, man. Again, got to step my Instagram note up. Jamal, come help with this Instagram, brother. Got you. You got me, dog. So tell me a little bit about the fellas, man. How can somebody, because I want to keep you for last on this one, because we got to get some help, brother. Throughout the state of New Jersey, I'm responsible for Corridor 4. I have chapters all over the state of New Jersey who need to get in contact with you like tomorrow as it relates to getting this help for these young men and older men in the program. So how does somebody get in contact with the fellas?
I'm glad that you brought up that to expand it, because we are the only one in Essex County, unfortunately. And so if you put Fellas Fatherhood Program, we're under the Partnership of Maternal Health's umbrella. But if you put Fellas Fatherhood Program, it will pop back up. It will pop right up. Anyone that needs any information, whether it be just information on our program or want to enroll, or even be put with other programs or anything like that specifically for what they're going through, they can email me at jbanks@pmch.org directly, and I will definitely get back to them. Also, my phone number, business number is 973-980-7784. So if they reach out directly, I can definitely point them in the right direction and give them, all the information they would need to kind of go forward.
Folks, man, we could be here for an hour. I'm 5 minutes over. Sorry, Darius, on the time that I spent over. But tons of great information. We are doing some great work with the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. I represent the Eta Pi chapter directly, but I also am the manager. Excuse me, I'm not the manager. I am the chairman of the Corridor 4. That's the state of New Jersey for all of the chapters in the state of New Jersey, under the direction of our Corridor rep, Leon Smith. And so on behalf of him and all of the brothers of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, we want to say thank everybody for signing in the Q's on the Move. And stay tuned. Next month, we'll be having some other chapters, highlight what they're doing, and to continue to know that mentoring works. Thank you very much, and you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. You as well.